A sudden silence fell as a leopard stepped from the trees, muscles rolling beneath its spotted coat. Another followed, then a hyena. They formed a circle around Sera, not attacking but protecting. Malik froze, fear and awe colliding in his chest. Sera raised her hand calmly. Enough. At once, the animals stopped, silent and obedient, as if the forest itself had answered her call.
In the quiet village of Kijani, tucked between rolling hills and thick forests in western Kenya, 12-year-old Malik learned early that silence could speak louder than words. Ever since his mother died and his father sent him away to live with relatives, Malik had learned to observe more than he spoke. The village moved slowly, like it was careful not to wake something ancient beneath the soil. Every morning smelled of dew, wood smoke, and distant rain. And every morning the same routine unfolded. Malik ate breakfast with his aunt and uncle, while Sera, the maid, stood quietly nearby, serving food she never tasted. Sera had worked in the household for as long as Malik could remember. She cooked delicious meals, hot porridge, roasted maize, rich stews, but she never sat down to eat. When Malik once asked why, she smiled politely and said, "I already ate." But Malik noticed there were no dirty plates, no leftovers hidden away. He watched how she avoided the cooking fire, how she flinched when oil splashed, how she washed her hands obsessively after touching salt. And most of all, he noticed her eyes, sharp, watchful, like she was always listening to something no one else could hear. Sera's habits became more unsettling as Malik grew older. At night, when the village slept and the insects took over the air, Malik would hear the compound gate creak open. Peeking through the curtain, he would see Sera slip into the darkness barefoot, carrying nothing. She never used a torch. Still, she never stumbled. The dogs that barked at shadows would fall silent when she passed, lowering their heads as if in respect or fear. By dawn, she always returned, clothes clean, eyes bright, smelling faintly of leaves and rain. One morning, Malik followed her tracks. The footprints led toward the forest behind the village, deep and narrow, pressing strangely into the soil. But at the forest's edge, they vanished completely. No turning, no fading, just gone. When Malik mentioned it to a village boy, the boy's face tightened. "My grandmother says some people belong more to the forest than to houses," he whispered. Malik laughed it off, but that night he dreamed of roots wrapping around ankles and trees whispering his name. The village market was loud with bargaining voices, clucking chickens, and gossip. Malik often accompanied Sera there, carrying baskets while she chose vegetables with careful precision. She never bought spices, never bought oil, and never bought meat from the butcher's stall. Instead, she visited an old hunter at the far end of the market and exchanged coins for wrapped bundles Malik wasn't allowed to open. "For dogs," she said when Malik asked, but there were no dogs in the compound. Malik began to hear whispers. Women spoke behind hands. Elders avoided Sera's gaze. "She eats what we don't," someone murmured. "Fire rejects her," said another. Malik felt torn. Sera was gentle, patient, protective. She never raised her voice, never struck him, never ignored his sadness. Yet fear crept into his chest like cold water. He wondered how long kindness could hide a secret and whether he wanted to know the truth at all. The truth revealed itself on a pale, silent morning. Malik woke before sunrise, thirsty, and went to fetch water from the outdoor kitchen. That was when he smelled it. Raw flesh, metallic and heavy. The sound followed next, slow tearing, wet chewing. Malik froze, his breath caught in his throat as he stepped closer. There was no fire burning, no pot boiling, only Sera, standing calmly, holding a slab of raw meat and biting into it with sharp precision.
Vibrating
Blood
through the
ran
ground.
down her chin.
Malik screamed.
She chewed thoughtfully,
Villagers rushed in
peacefully,
with torches
like this
and
was
weapons.
the most natural
Before
thing in the
anyone
world.
could act,
Malik
a massive
gasped.
leopard stepped
Sera
out of
looked
the
up.
trees,
For a
muscles
moment, her
rolling
eyes
beneath
changed,
its spotted coat.
pupils widening
Another followed.
unnaturally.
Then a hyena.
She swallowed and wiped
the
her
animals
mouth.
formed
The blood
a loose
vanished
circle
from
around
her
Sera,
skin as if it
not
had never
threatening her,
existed.
protecting her.
"You were not
Malik
meant to
watched
see
in
this,"
horror
she
and
said
awe
softly.
as Sera raised
Malik
her
stumbled
hand.
back,
"Enough,"
heart pounding.
she said calmly.
"What are you?"
The animals
he whispered.
obeyed instantly.
From the forest behind
Fear
them
gripped
came
the
a
village.
low,
Some
powerful
shouted
growl.
that she was a curse. Others cried that she should be killed. Sera did not resist. She knelt slowly, eyes lowered. "I never wished to frighten anyone," she said. "I only wished to live." Malik pushed through the crowd, standing in front of her despite his shaking legs. "She protected us," he shouted. "She protected me." The villagers hesitated. For the first time, Malik realized courage sometimes came before understanding. That night, beneath the old fig tree, Sera told her story. Long ago, her mother had been dying while pregnant. Desperate, she drank from a forbidden forest river said to heal or destroy. The river saved the child, but changed her forever. Sera was born bound to nature, unable to digest cooked food, unable to survive fire or salt. Only raw flesh and living plants sustained her. Animals recognized her as kin. Fire rejected her. Humans feared her. "I am not evil," Sera said quietly. "I am simply different." Malik listened, tears burning his eyes. He saw not a monster, but a woman burdened by survival. The elders argued through the night. Some wanted her gone. Others remembered the times wild animals had spared the village. Storms had passed them by. Crops had survived drought. Slowly, fear gave way to uneasy gratitude. Weeks later, danger came from outside the village. Raiders attacked at night, setting huts ablaze and stealing livestock. Panic spread. Malik hid with his aunt as screams pierced the darkness. Then Sera stepped forward, eyes glowing with quiet authority. She raised her voice, not loud but commanding. The forest answered. Leopards leapt from shadows. Snakes blocked paths. Birds darkened the sky. The attackers fled, terrified, leaving everything behind. By dawn, Kijani stood untouched. No lives lost, no homes destroyed. The villagers stared at Sera with new eyes. Fear still lingered, but respect now walked beside it. Malik realized something then. Power did not always look like weapons or anger. Sometimes it looked like restraint. Despite saving the village, Sera knew she could not stay. "The balance has shifted," she told Malik. "The forest gave too much. It will take me back." Malik begged her to stay, but she shook her head gently. "Some guardians are not meant to remain. We come, we protect, we leave." The village gathered to watch her go. No one stopped her, no one cursed her. Some even bowed their heads. Malik walked with her to the forest's edge, clutching a small carved pendant she pressed into his palm. "You are stronger than you think," she told him, "and kinder than most." Sera disappeared into the trees as quietly as she had lived among them. The forest swallowed her footprints. Life in Kijani returned to normal, but Malik was no longer the same. He listened more, he judged less. He noticed how fear often hid ignorance and how kindness required bravery. Sometimes at night, Malik heard movement in the forest and felt watched, not threatened, but protected. When wild animals passed near the village, they never caused harm, and when Malik dreamed, he dreamed of green rivers and watchful eyes glowing softly in the dark. Years later, Malik told the story to others, not as a tale of fear, but as one of understanding. He spoke of a woman who ate only raw food, not because she was savage, but because survival demanded it. He spoke of how the village almost destroyed what it did not understand, and how courage saved them instead. And though Sera was gone, her lesson remained, rooted deep in Malik's heart, as steady and unyielding as the forest itself.
If you enjoyed this story and want to experience more captivating Nigerian folktales, urban legends, and supernatural mysteries, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Tales from Motherless Day. Your support helps us bring more magical, thought-provoking stories to life. Join our family, tap the bell so you never miss an adventure, and share your thoughts or personal stories in the comments below. Let's keep our spirits strong together. See you in the next tale.